The Hawaii Department of Agriculture, Aquaculture, and Livestock Support Services presents How to Go Through the Food Safety Process.
Aloha everyone, I'm Liz Xu. I work for Hawaii Department of Agriculture. I'm an economic development specialist for aquaculture and livestock support services. Today I'm at Maris Garden. I'm going to talk to you about aquaponic food safety. Food safety refers to the conditions and the practices that preserve the quality of food to prevent the contamination and foodborne illness. There are many opportunities for food contamination to take place. Today's food supply is complex and involves a range of different stages, including on-farm production, slaughtering or harvesting, processing, storage, transportation, distribution, and handling before the food reaches the consumers. This food safety video will walk you through many federal and state food safety requirements.
Who are the people involved in the food safety process? Over the past half-century, the process by which food gets from farm to the plate has changed drastically. Food contamination that occurs in one place may affect the health of consumers living on the other side of the planet. This means that everyone along the production chain, from producer to consumer, must observe safe food handling practices. Common symptoms of foodborne illness. The most common symptoms of foodborne illness are stomach pains, vomiting, and diarrhea. Food contaminated with heavy metals or with naturally occurring toxins can also cause long-term health problems, including cancer and neurological disorders. Impacts of foodborne illness. The federal government estimates that there are about 48 million cases of foodborne illness annually. That's 1 in 6 Americans each year. And each year, these illnesses result in an estimated 128,000 hospitalizations and 3,000 deaths. Foodborne diseases affect vulnerable people harder than other groups. Infections caused by contaminated food have a much higher impact on populations with poor or fragile health status, can easily lead to serious illness and death. For infants, pregnant women, the sick and the elderly, the consequences of foodborne diseases are usually more severe and may be fatal. Food contamination also affects the economy and society as a whole. Food contamination has far-reaching effects beyond direct public health consequences. It undermines food experts, tourism, the livelihood of food handlers, and economic development, both in developed and developing countries.
Food safety rules and requirements are plentiful. So what are the food safety requirements applied to aquaponic farming? The next part of this video will feature a conversation between Brandon Law, the operation manager of Maris Gardens, and Josh, the new farmer, on food safety.
Brandon.
Hey Josh.
How are you?
How's it going?
Good. Hey, thanks so much for meeting with me.
No
it's
problem,
really good
man.
to see you. Really good to see you. Hey, I got a couple questions about your farm. You have a couple minutes?
Sure,
I can
yeah.
ask? So my first question, Brandon, is that I heard that your farm is organically certified. Can you tell me a little bit more about that and the steps that it takes to be organically certified?
Okay, sure. So organic certification in Hawaii, they don't have a company that does it.
Okay.
So we have to fly someone in from California. And what that entails is we have to pay for her flight, we pay for her hotel room, and we also have to pay $1,000, which is what our farm does for a farm that sells under $100,000 worth of produce a year. If you go beyond that, then you get charged a percentage, which is 1.5%.
1.5?
Yes,
Okay.
and it looks like we might hit that next year. And we've never done it before, so we'll see. So when the organic inspector comes down to do her certification process, we first sit down and we review all of our paperwork. And what that entails is all of our logs. So some of the logs that we have to submit are sales logs, our seed logs, our planting logs, our harvest logs, and our spray logs. Those are the most important ones. So she looks over these things, takes copies of them, and takes them back to her company. And in about a week's time, they generate our organic certification. Now, the second part of the organic inspection is the physical inspection. So she walks the perimeter of the farm. She makes sure that nothing funky is happening with our neighbors or surrounding areas to our organic area. And she checks out our workers, make sure that they're manicured and clean, wearing gloves. And then basically she goes on her way.
And are there any other certifications that Mari's Gardens has other than organic?
Yes, so we have a food safety certification, and that's conducted by the USDA now. This audit is a much more intensive audit based on cleanliness.
Okay.
Their main concern is being safe for people to eat the food. That's why, food safety. And that audit takes the same amount of time, about 2-3 hours, but the prep time for it is about a week.
Okay.
We need to prepare for like a week.
And this food safety audit, where do I find more information? Is it local, or I have to go to the mainland for it? Or?
Yes, the food safety audit is conducted locally. We have a local food safety inspector that is assigned to our island and comes in and checks us out.
So Brandon, could you share any inspection points with me?
Sure, Josh. Well, we're standing in one of them, and it's our processing room. Some other main areas of concern are our grow area, our chemical storage, our refrigeration, and the borders of the property.
Awesome.
If you want to know more, you can just search for HDOA's Quality Assurance Division, and they have a website with a lot of information on it.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you, Josh.
Yeah, thanks.
Nice meeting you.
Food safety rules and regulations continue to evolve. Viewers shall check with relevant federal and state authorities, academic institutions, and food safety experts for particular rules and questions. This movie serves as a reference only. The Hawaii Department of Agriculture does not guarantee the full accuracy of the information contained in this movie. Hey, thank you for watching this movie. Funding for the movie comes from the USDA Agriculture Marketing Services Federal State Marketing Improvement Program and the Hawaii Department of Agriculture. We encourage entrepreneurs and investors to start new farming businesses in Hawaii. How do you do that? Well, the first step is call Liz at the numbers given.